Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Just welcome to my channel if you are new. And in this Speedpaint I'm going to be drawing my entry for Elsword's 10th anniversary art contest. Now the art contest is done, it's over, the winners have been announced. Unfortunately I wasn't one of them, but yeah, I wasn't sure if I should post this while the contest was running, so yeah, I waited till after. But anyway, yeah, so here is my entry in Speedpaint, and I figured I'd just talk a little bit about the thought process behind it and like what I was thinking when I drew it and yada yada, that type of stuff. So yeah, let's get to it. So my first thought when I decided to enter this was I should probably go small and not go overboard, which didn't happen as usual. But yeah, I'm not sure if I knew they had an art contest. I think I might have known they had one from like last year, but I didn't know like the actual anniversary date, so I couldn't like start this in advance or anything. So now that I know the anniversary date, I'll be able to start it in advance next year. But yeah, so this kind of just came up on me, and my first thought was I probably don't have time to do anything huge. Just go small. We'll just pick a few characters and draw them, right? So I started throwing some ideas around. My original idea was to draw all the Masters celebrating, because I don't know, the Masters are just kind of a group of characters that, to me, they like look cute when they're like assembled together. Like, for lack of a better term, I'll use cute, but look neat, or they're like a collection. I don't know, it's hard to explain. But so I was thinking of doing them, having them celebrate, but I get the pose was kind of being difficult with me. So I decided to take a break from that, or we'll play around some other ideas and come back to that. But yeah, so I started throwing some other ideas around, and I was thinking of doing like a scrapbook photograph kind of thing, and putting like, you know, just little photographs and like little different scenes, and maybe throwing some of me and my brother's like most recent accomplishments in the game in the photographs. Like one or two of them would be our accomplishments, like getting our first characters that we ever started in the game to their job change. That was like a recent accomplishment. I was thinking of, you know, drawing our characters and stuff like that. And then I threw around the idea of the one I ended up going with, which was to put like the through the years theme. That's kind of what it was supposed to be. And so I put like the three main-ish characters, I guess you call main, those like the launch characters. I'm not sure if they were the only launch characters, but I kind of see them as that, of Brenna and Elsword and Aisha, and put them in the middle, and then all around the background would be a bunch of characters and NPCs from like each village. But yeah, that was my idea. I'm like, you know what, I think I want to do that. It's gonna be crazy and probably dumb of me to try to attempt such a huge piece in so little time, but I'm going to do it. I did end up downsizing it a lot though, because obviously it has just too many characters, man. So instead of doing like one NPC from each village like I was originally planning, I kind of just picked and choose some of my like favorite NPCs. So like the characters I for sure knew I wanted to get in there would be all the playable characters, obviously, and all the El Reno cast, which would be all the El Masters and the Priestesses, and Banthus. Since Banthus is like one of the first boss fights you ever fight, I figured you'd be kind of like, you know, part of the beginning crowd. So yeah, so after that I kind of just picked and choose some of my favorite NPCs. So I put some of my favorite Ellison NPCs, which is almost everyone in Ellison, and yeah, then through Yuno in there. He's technically from Atlas, but I kind of just put him in with the Ellison crowd, and then I put Banthus up there, and then my couple of my favorite earlier NPCs, so like Echo was my favorite NPC from Elder, and Allegro, my favorite NPC from Theta. And now I look at it, they're like really the only earlier NPCs I put in there. I'm feeling like I should have put more, but oh well. Then I put some of the more constant NPCs that are like in every village, so like, you know, the Kobo service NPCs and Glaive and Helen and stuff, and then a couple of Varnimer NPCs, so Edith and Chloe when she reappears in Varnimer. And yeah, that's all I managed to put in there, and I wanted to put more, but obviously like, that was just too much. And overall, like, if you don't count the drones like No and Moby and Remy and stuff, I think it was like 42 or 43-ish characters, and I think it was like 41 characters or something, but I almost forgot Lindsay, so then when I add her in, she'd make like 42 characters or something. I don't know, it's a lot of characters, almost 50 characters, and my thought was to kind of keep it where I can do it quickly, was to only fully render the middle three, so Elsword, Rena, and Aisha. So by fully render, I mean like how I would fully render a character of doing the general shadows and bounce light and stuff like that, and all the fancy like details. And the background characters were just gonna be all cell shaded and like kind of more quickly shaded and stuff. Not bad, like I'm not gonna slack on them, but still like a simpler shading style. So I used less layers on them. I did use more layers on the background characters than I originally intended, but they're kind of feeling like not as lively as I wanted, so I kind of had to add another lighting layer or two to lighten them up, make them feel more lively. But yeah, so basically I just had kind of a general shadow layer to kind of fade them out into each other, and like a cell shading layer for the cell shading, and then a couple lighting layers and a specular highlight layer for all the metallic stuff and the highlights and stuff like that. And so yeah, that was kind of my intent, and I still, despite trying to keep it more simple on the background characters, they still took forever to draw and to flat color, and I barely submitted this in time, like the day before the last day to enter was when I submitted it. So I was cutting a little close, but no matter, got in. But yeah, so that was the idea, to try to keep it quick and like hopefully not too rushed looking, but I think overall it took me about 30 hours in the span of like about a week to draw all this. I mean, I was spending every spare moment I had and staying up late to work on this, and yeah, so it was a lot of work. And I did want to put some more like character interactions in the background characters, I don't know, just for fun, but it didn't end up turning out that way. The most character reaction or interactions you really get would be like, I really managed to do was like Solace and the ladies are kind of just posed together and holding hands, and then you have Ventus with his arm around Rosso and Rosso not liking it, and then the Wind Priestess with her little casserole, which I totally forgot to add the steam coming from that, and I noticed it too late. I had already submitted the thing and I noticed that, and I'm like, oh well, just say it already cooled even though she has oven mitts on. But anyway, she's the one who liked to cook, so I thought it'd be cute to give her a dish. But yeah, that's one of the most interactions like between the characters you get. I'm kind of bummed I didn't put more, but I couldn't really think of what else to do. But I also decided to do Ebelon as like his spirit, since spoilers, but he's kind of dead. But yeah, it was kind of an on the whim decision to do that when I was flat coloring, but I thought that would be neat, right? Because, you know, kind of stick with the lore. And though I didn't do that with Yuno, I didn't think to do that with Yuno because he's technically dead too, but I just kind of felt like it'd be cute if he matched Tourbillon, so that's why I kind of kept him in his like golden state. I was actually originally going to color him in his first appearance color palette of like green and white and blue, but then like I said, I kind of thought it'd be cute if he matched Tourbillon, so I ended up going with the golden Yuno instead. And also, in the main story, you actually meet Yuno before he dies, while like Evelyn, you don't meet, like the main character, the main story, you don't see him. You see him in flashbacks with like Solace's memories, and in Noah's Path, you'll see him in flashbacks, but you don't actually like, in the main story, you don't actually like meet him when he's alive. So that's kind of the reason why I kind of decided to fade him out and not Yuno, because you actually meet when. In the main story, you actually meet him when he's alive. But anyway, all that to say, that's some of the thought process behind this drawing. It was a lot of work and a lot of pain and a lot of suffering, but it was worth it, and I think it's turned out pretty cool. Maybe a little busy, but pretty cool, and I feel like it's pretty epic too. I guess I'm proud of myself, just put it that way. So yeah, now I am kind of bummed I didn't win, but I'm trying not to be too like salty about it, because I'm not the only one who didn't win. There's over 100 entries and only 5 winners, so it's like me and a lot of other people didn't make it, and I feel bad, or I feel sad, because like I feel like all my hard work didn't pay off, but I mean 5 other people's hard work paid off, so I'm still proud of myself, and I'm still really happy with this drawing, so hey. Though, looking into the future of next year, I have a feeling I'm not gonna have as much time as I did this year to work on this entry, so I'll probably start ahead of time and probably do less characters. I might try like doing my original idea of drawing all the L Masters, celebrating, or maybe doing like a condensed version of what I was trying to do here of like the through the years thing, just draw like those 3 characters of Rena, Aisha, and Elsword, and like whoever's the newest characters at the time. Have them celebrating. Or I may just draw Denif because I love Denif, and I mean, I know he's not like a playable character or anything, but hey, he's one thing, the things I really like about that game, and so I could draw him just celebrating. But yeah, so I may only draw Denif, or I was thinking I could just grab some of my favorite characters, which Denif being one of them, but also my 3 favorite characters to play as being Rena and Noah and Ayn. I really like to play them. And then maybe some of my other just favorite characters, like some of the Ellison cast, like Herbion. I really like Herbion, and maybe some of my second favorite L-Masters, like Ventus and Russo. And like just draw them all celebrating, and like to everybody else it would be just a random hodgepodge of characters, but to me it's all my favorites, so like some of my most favorite characters. So yeah, I don't know if it would be too random or what, but I don't know what they're judging the entries on, so yeah. But anyway, those are probably my ideas for like next year, what I'll probably do. And like I said, I'll probably start in advance now that I know the anniversary like date and when it takes place. So yeah. Well, that's all for now, guys. I hope I wasn't too all over the place with this and like bouncing back and forth. I tend to do that a lot when I ramble. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the speed paint. If you did enjoy, please do give it a thumbs up and or give it a like and subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, I do have a Zazzle store if you want to go check it out. I have a lot of my original art on some of the various things that Zazzle has to offer, so I'll put the link down in the description if you want to check it out. Yeah, so that's all for now, and I will see you all in the next speed paint or video. Yeah, bye!